Your last sunrise is already scheduled 5 billion years from now. The sun will swell red and cook our sky. Big picture, the universe runs on a clock toward darkness. Tonight's quiet stars hide a timeline longer than any myth. We can sketch it using physics, not prophecy. Gravity builds, fusion burns, and expansion thins everything out. Energy spreads, temperatures equalize, and structure slowly unravels. That's the road from now to almost nothing. We'll walk it in steps you can actually picture. From the sun's final act to black holes whispering away. By the end, even light loses anywhere left to go. Stay with me and watch time widen under your feet. The immediate takeaway is simple. The universe prefers to spread out. So everything rare today becomes rarer, colder, and dimmer. Stand under a night sky that doubles as a calendar. A cosmic timeline is simply the schedule of likely events. It matters because it shows how structure fades into equilibrium. Expansion stretches space, cooling radiation as wavelengths grow longer. Fusion burns fuel, turning dense hydrogen into lighter heat. Gravity assembles clumps, then slowly surrenders as energy leaks outward. Quantum processes add rare, tiny chances that loom over vast time. Here are the anchor numbers you can carry with you. The universe is about 13.8 billion years old today. The sun has roughly 5 billion years left before swelling. Star formation declines hard after a few trillion years. By 100 trillion years, fresh stars mostly stop forming. Galaxies merge into big islands, then coast through dark seas. Black holes can outlast everything, evaporating absurdly slowly. A solar mass hole takes about 10 to the 67 years. A giant galactic core needs near 10 to the 100 years. Protons might decay, but experiments only set lower limits. We have seen stability beyond 10 to the 34 years. If protons decay, matter erodes into radiation over deep time. If they do not, cold nuclei and electrons just persist. Rule of thumb, longer times means simpler, quieter, thinner stuff. The road bends from complex, bright structures to sparse uniformity. We get there through burning, collisions, ejections, and evaporation. Each step steals gradients that once powered change. Think of it as the universe spending a one-time battery. What to remember, the clock is slow but relentless. Watch the sun age while the galaxy slowly rearranges itself. Stelliferous just means the era when stars still actively shine. It matters because this is when complexity can still thrive. The sun brightens about 10% every billion years. That extra heat pushes oceans and climates toward harsher states. Red dwarfs sip fuel gently, lasting trillions of patient years. They outlive big blue stars by factors that boggle instincts. Meanwhile, galaxies tug and pour into larger families. Andromeda drifts closer at about 110 kilometers per second. In roughly 4.5 billion years, our spirals tangle into one. Stars rarely collide, but tidal streams paint the merged halo. Gas falls to centers, birthing new bursts that flash and fade. As fuel depletes, each generation forms fewer massive, short-lived stars. Low-mass stars dominate, stretching the light show for much longer. Eventually, fresh clouds thin and star formation nosedives. By 100 trillion years, most new star births have ended. Without births, deaths slowly win the cosmic census. White dwarfs, neutron stars, and black holes fill the roster. Planets wander too, nudged by distant flybys and resonances. Some plunge into remnants, lighting brief flares against the dark. Comets still fall, but arrivals grow rarer as reservoirs deplete. Rogue worlds drift between islands, warmed only by inner heat. By around a quadrillion years, most white dwarfs look black. Their surfaces cool below the background they once bathed in. Neutron stars also fade, leaving magnetic fossils in the night. Around massive black holes, stars still dance or get consumed. Tidal disruptions burst, then vanish like match strikes in fog. One-sentence recap: the fireworks stretch long, then sputter out. Complexity peaks early, then slides toward simpler leftovers. The road continues, with remnants defining the stage. From here, time favors loners over crowds. Shift your gaze to the leftovers, orbiting in deep cold. A stellar remnant is the cinder a star leaves behind. You care because leftovers rule the universe for nearly everything ahead. White dwarfs slowly cool, radiating their stored heat away. They crystallize as cores solidify, like diamonds the size of Earth. Neutron stars sit dense, with mountains measured in millimeters. Black holes keep only mass, spin, and charge, nothing else. Gravity reshuffles orbits through countless tiny kicks and encounters. Passing stars tweak speeds and tilt paths ever so slightly. Over long spans, small nudges add up and systems unbind. Simulations show many planets get ejected into interstellar space. Some crash into remnants, lighting brief flares against the dark. Comets still fall, but arrivals grow rarer as reservoirs deplete. Rogue worlds drift between islands, warmed only by inner heat. By around a quadrillion years, most white dwarfs look black. Their surfaces cool below the background they once bathed in. Neutron stars also fade, leaving magnetic fossils in the night. Around massive black holes, stars still dance or get consumed. Tidal disruptions burst, then vanish like match strikes in fog. The mechanism favors dispersion, not gathering, as energy spreads. Example in real terms, an Earth-sized diamond would be pitch black. Its heat would leak so slowly, your lifetime would miss everything. One sentence recap: remnants persist while orbits relax and dissolve. The cast remains, but the stage lights dim toward nothing. From here, time stretches into exponents with little drama, yet the next act changes the rules of matter itself. Open the lab notebook you imagined on that cold black dwarf. The degenerate era is when fusion ends and leftovers dominate. It matters because particle rules now set the ultimate fate. If protons decay, atoms cannot last forever as solid matter. Experiments place lifetimes beyond 10 to the 34 years. That is a lower bound, not a confirmed decay clock. If decay happens, matter slowly becomes lighter particles and radiation. Electrons and positrons appear, meet, and vanish as gamma rays. Neutrinos slip away, almost never hitting anything again. If decay never happens, cold nuclei and electrons continue indefinitely. Quantum tunneling can still fuse heavy nuclei at crushing densities. Those reactions would be vanishingly rare, yet not impossible. Over stupendous spans, tiny chances eventually cash themselves in. Some papers even propose black dwarf detonations through tunneling chains. Those would arrive after about 10 to the 1,100 years. Treat that as speculative, not a promise from nature. Either way, complexity dwindles as mass turns to simpler products. Energy drifts outward, and temperatures sink toward uniform backgrounds. The timeline here stretches from 10 to the 14 years onward. By 10 to the 40 years, little structured matter likely remains. Data check, only black holes ignore most of these changes. They sit and wait as everything else thins and cools. One sentence recap: particle fates decide whether matter quietly leaks away. Black holes then inherit the stage for the longest act. From here, time becomes almost entirely about evaporation rates. And that story runs hilariously, painfully, cosmically slow. Pan out to a universe of islands with dark hearts. Hawking radiation is heat that black holes slowly leak. It matters because it turns indestructible giants into brief sparks. Quantum fields jitter near horizons and steal a little mass. Pairs form, one escapes, and the whole pays the bill. The smaller the whole, the faster the payment leaves. Big ones barely notice, and small ones race to vanish. A hole like the sun lasts about 10 to the 67 years. A billion solar mass monster stretches near 10 to the 100 years. Before the end, accretion trickles cease and mergers finish. Only background radiation and a few stragglers feed them. Eventually, horizons shrink and temperatures creep upward. Late in life, the whole heats fast, then flashes away. Final moments look like a firework, but with no audience. In the meantime, galaxies fade into isolated, almost empty halos. Local groups keep their central behemoths and little else. Starlight becomes ancient, red, and unbelievably faint. Photons stretch longer than galaxy clusters are wide. Neutrinos keep going, ghosts marching through an ever-colder parade. Mechanically, evaporation converts mass into radiation with perfect bookkeeping. Nothing escapes conservation, except the ability to do useful work. For scale, a mountain mass hole could vanish in moments if one existed. Astrophysical ones are vast, so their clocks are basically frozen. One sentence recap: black holes end slowly, then all at once. Afterward, only thin radiation and a few particles remain. The clock still ticks, but almost nothing changes between ticks. Lean close to a tiny, dying black hole's hot edge. The endgame is a brief burst that empties the horizon. It matters because it returns locked mass to open space. As mass falls, temperature climbs and power rises steeply. Radiation hardens, spitting out heavier particles and intense light. The timescale plummets as the final seconds approach. No stable structure survives inside that boiling neighborhood. Quantum fields dominate and classical pictures finally fail. For a solar mass hole, that finale sits absurdly far away. For a mountain mass hole, it happens almost instantly. Jets and sprays fill a tiny region, then stop forever. Afterward, the patch cools as photons drift into emptiness. Nothing replaces the horizon because nothing remained to hold it. Energy balances, but usable gradients die in that last gasp. Example number: power could rival a star for a heartbeat, yet the whole show would happen smaller than a city. One sentence recap: horizons end as brief, hot fireworks. Multiply that by every remaining hole across unthinkable distances. Each goes solo, at a time nobody can practically witness. Then the universe keeps going, with fewer actors than before. Silence returns, punctuated only by extremely thin radiation. From here, attention shifts to the space between everything. That space grows and hides more than it reveals. We are ready to meet the cosmic horizon's quiet rules. They decide who can ever talk to whom, forever. And the verdict gets lonelier as expansion keeps accelerating. Trace the cosmic web's filaments as they stretch and thin. A cosmic event horizon is the limit of causal contact. It matters because it walls off information and energy forever. Dark energy drives accelerated expansion, pulling distant regions apart faster. Light from beyond a certain distance can never reach us. Within the local group, gravity overpowers expansion and holds firm. Everything else drifts past the horizon and fades from view. Give it a few 100 billion years, and islands go missing. Observers then see only their own merged group and nothing beyond. The background temperature falls as wavelengths keep stretching longer. Microwave becomes radio, then sinks far below any practical detector. Signposts of the early universe vanish behind noise and impossible scales. Even blackbody peaks slide to wavelengths larger than galaxies. Relics survive, but signals to find them do not. The night still holds particles and rare decays and whispers. But navigation loses maps because outside references go dark. What feels fixed today becomes parochial, bounded, and private. Mechanically, geometry plus acceleration create unreachable regions forever. Power sources cannot bridge that gap, no matter the patience. Example: scale, double the scale factor, halve the background temperature. Do that enough times and detectors drown in frozen silence. One sentence recap: acceleration scrubs the sky and erases context. Future astronomers will reconstruct less and rely on local fossils. Their models might miss the grand web we still glimpse. And yet, physics inside their island stays perfectly consistent. The universe keeps its rules while hiding almost all its history. Now step into the dark era's spare, echoing hallway. Heat death means maximum entropy with no gradients left to use. It matters because change needs gradients, and gradients are gone. Radiation thins toward nothing, spreading across volumes beyond imagination. If protons lived forever, cold relics would still persist. If they decay, only lighter particles and photons remain. Either way, no engine finds fuel to make structure. Quantum fluctuations still rattle, but average out to quiet. Extremely rarely, big fluctuations could fake brief, local order. Those include the infamous Boltzmann brain thought experiment. It imagines a lone mind momentarily assembled by chance. The odds are so absurd, waiting is effectively never. Another possibility is vacuum decay through a deeper energy state. A bubble could appear and rewrite physics at light speed. No warning, no defense, and no survivors inside that wave. Data so far suggests stability, but certainty remains elusive. There is also the big rip option with phantom energy. If dark energy strengthens, it tears apart bound structures someday. Current measurements cluster near a constant, not a rip, so the quiet, cold fade remains the best bet. Example timeline: black holes gone by about 10 to the 100 years. After that, nothing much happens, for longer than words hold meaning. One sentence recap: the universe relaxes into thin, even emptiness. Change continues only as math, not as things that build. Time still exists, but clocks have nothing left to count. We end where we started, alone with space and almost nothing. Remember that scheduled sunrise we started with. It is one small tick on a clock that outlives stars. We trace that clock from bright crowds to quiet debris. The map is not prophecy, just physics stretched across patience. It shows how light fades and why silence eventually wins. Yet here we are, awake during the universe's sparkling middle. That is rare and absolutely worth noticing while it lasts. If this widened your sense of time, keep me company. There is another story waiting just past tonight's horizon.